Peace, YouTube. This is Slurboon coming to you today on either Passover or Easter. Peace, everyone. I thought I'd come in today to talk about some really interesting events that are occurring worldwide. So I'll wait until a couple of checking in. I know that it's odd for me to come on a holiday, but hopefully you're enjoying yourself and enjoying the whatever festivities you might be enjoying. You know, I don't know if you're enjoying Easter, you know, if you're celebrating Easter or Esther, if you're celebrating Passover. Hey, Dollface, what's good? So I thought I'd come in on this beautiful day. Hey, Nora, my beautiful Nora. Hey, Jordan. Hey, Priscilla. Hey, Juanita. Hey, Swagatarius. I love your name. Hey, Jeannie. Hey, Beauty Mark. Hey, Jennifer. Beautiful Jennifer. Oh, thank you. No, this is a dress. I'm actually wearing a dress today. This is a dress. Okay, so I'll wait until a few of you check in. I hope you're enjoying the festivities, whatever you're engaged in. You know, I thought I'd talk to you. You celebrating your birthday, Tanisha? Oh, Aries. Happy Earth Day, Tanisha. Happy arrival anniversary. I hope you're enjoying this day. It's a beautiful day, and I know in a lot of different places it's very beautiful. The weather is beautiful, so hopefully you're enjoying your day today, and hopefully you're enjoying every day. Hey, magical maiden, peace. So anyway, it's a beautiful day on the planet. I wish I could play like what's his name? Oh, something Rogers. What's his name? Something Rogers. He used to say, "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be mine? Can't you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?" I remember him. I really used to watch his show. He had lamb chop, which was crazy because it was a lamb. Mr. Rogers. Thank you, Dollface. He had lamb chop. It's a little sick that he named his stuffed beautiful lamb after a food that we all eat. Hey, David. So anyway, it's really the rainbow energies have really saturated the environment. I don't care what people say. Thank you. It's not a shirt. It's a dress. You can't see it's a dress. It's not. I thank you though. I appreciate it. It's a dress. It's actually, I'm feeling very festive after the whole rainbow wave that's come with the event. And let me just state this, because I don't want to get off topic, but aloha, Tula Ann. The wave hit a lot of people, and a lot of people experienced the event. Because after the fact, when I'm talking to a lot of our family, there were a lot of people who experienced the event. They just didn't know what it was. They didn't have a name for it because they didn't watch Allison Coe's video. So they didn't know it was an event. They just felt like it was something phenomenal that happened to them. And I mean, what I'm telling you, there were quite a few of our family that actually experienced the event. It was insane. So big up to those first responders who had actually the actual experience of experiencing beautiful, wonderful, cleansing rainbow energy that's still here. So everyone's experiencing it, and it's showing up in so many different ways. So let's get it in. Listen, I feel phenomenal. I'm so grateful to be here on Mother Tiamat at this time. I think each one of you can really make a testament that even though the tides have been a little, and the water's been a little murky, and we've had to deal with a lot of disagreeables or service to self beings on this earth that have made it quite difficult to have a cohesive existence, it wasn't in vain. It literally was not in vain. Everything that is occurring now has all been purposefully orchestrated to happen at this particular time. But I will say this, okay? So listen, we had the event come. This beautiful, masterful wave. Now listen. I want to stay on task. Okay, I'm not going to sidebar because I wanted to tell you something else. So, and I have some announcements to make. Okay, so we had the wave come. And what I noticed during the week of the wave, remember, a lot of you had the event on the 11th. I've talked to quite a few of you who experienced the event on the 11th, and then the 12th and 13th, and then, after that. But during that time, we were starting to see lines drawn in the sand with those who we would deem, now mind you, because it depends on what side you're on, that we deem to be disagreeable, disagreeables or agreeables. And when I say that, I'll use other terms because disagreeable and agreeables are conscious community terms. Let me use the terms of the spiritual community, which will say service to self and service to others. Okay, so service to self would be the disagreeable. Those beings who resonate totally in the matrix, they placate themselves in the material world. They promote fight, flight, and fornication. They are engaged in only the most mundane, very 3D genre. You know, just basically they're in it to win it, meaning whatever they can do to live that life, be the best, even if it's at the depreciation of others. If they desire, whether it's your husband, your wife, whether it's your car, your house, if they want your job, they will do what it takes to knock you out the way, to take your place. Okay, those are service to self beings. Okay, those are happy Esther to everyone. So those are beings who are really living it up in the past regime, in the patriarchy regime, where they actually were successful in that regime because the energies matched who that genre, service to self. Now, as we've gotten out of that cycle, we are out. This is a new cycle. Okay, we're in a cycle that is about unity consciousness. That's what it's promoting. It's really it's more in a holistic genre, meaning that we're more nature based. We're really big into being cohesive with the animals, the plants, all beings of all different complexions. Yes, the 144. You know, Alien Blaze. You already know. We're all we're really cohesive with one another. We're starting to find likenesses as rather than things that are different about each other. You're seeing people of different nationalities, different complexions, different religions coming together, and it's beautiful. That's the service to others. These are people who are the caretakers of our agricultural scene, meaning they take care of the trees, the plants. They're really big on cultivating the land, protecting the wildlife. Those are service to others. They are also the beings that are our caretakers in the field of like nursing, doctors, but more in a holistic way. They want to be in those fields because they want to heal people. That is their goal. That's their natural propensity, is picking those fields so that they can heal the planet, they can heal people, they can heal children. They're there to bring comfort to those who are sick and ailing, have ailments. Those are service to others. These are the facilitators, the teachers, the counselors, what do you call it? The psychs, what is it? Craniosacral practitioners, the Reiki practitioners, the energy workers, the shamans. These are the beings that are showing up to heal all the aspects of humanity, rather. Okay, so these are service to others, and what we're starting to see is beings drawing the land in the sand. I saw it the 12th when I underwent the event. I didn't even know I was seeing it because I wasn't around. I was actually in New York, and all the events that were happening had to do with my group and other groups and other groups of people, and I was seeing that service to others and service to selves were parting ways. Like totally, like they were out. They could not sit amongst each other. They could not be in each other's company. They no longer could they couldn't be on the fence of their feelings. So if you yourself were a service to others, you found that the service to self person in you no longer had any more common grounds. You basically said, I'm out. Peace, deuces. I'm gone. And it just happened. And now we're starting to see it in the government. Now you're starting to see the governmental officials. Now it's beautiful. Listen, I am so grateful to be able to view what's going on. You're starting to see the governmental officials drawing lines in the sand. Even France has an issue with Syria right now. serious, like if you get involved in our business, France, we're gonna pop off. You're seeing America, United Snakes of America, bonding more with. You're seeing the issues with Russia now. You're seeing basically a drawing of line and sand with Russia, whereas before they looked like they were cohesive. It looks like they must have been haggling on the fence, because now you're seeing them parting ways. We're starting to see. I got some intel yesterday. Excuse me. I got some intel yesterday, and she wasn't supposed to tell. Hopefully, I'm not, obviously I don't give her name, and I just throw it out there because our family lives in so many different aspects on the planet in different countries. But I'm throwing it out there. For some reason, there are some governmental officials that are part of the United Snakes of America that are going with parliament members in Canada to I just had a baby on a brain moment. They're going to Sudan. Listen to me. They're going to Sudan in secret to go do some dirt. Now, I just found out that there are people right now from different countries who have totally different, what we seemingly thought were totally different agendas, and they're flying to Sudan. So something's going on in Sudan right now, family, and it's not just the legislators in Canada and America, but there are other legislators that are also coming from parts of the European Union that are flying to Sudan. So if anybody has any information, we found out, and hopefully she doesn't get in trouble for this, because she actually had to leave her job for giving me this intel. Well, she left her job previous to it because she found that they were starting to snoop, and she thought that they might confiscate her equipment at her house, because she knew who was flying in and the people that were flying in together. Normally, you don't get delegates from other countries flying together to a foreign country like that. There has to be agreements and okay for that to happen. So something's going on in Sudan, and now we're starting to see people who we didn't know were in alignment. Listen, birds of a feather flock together. If you're seeing dirty people with other people, chances are those are dirty people. So those delegates that were flying into, again, I wanted to put that out there because it was something Clark. Was it William Clark? William Clark, I think the name is William Clark, and the delegate from the parliament member from Canada. I can't say. Okay, they flew together into Sudan, and there's been quite a few people from other countries in Europe flying into Sudan. So Sudan may have some issues or something going on, and I do know that the Anunnaki, especially the Anunnaki from the Negat serpent line, is heavily present in Sudan, Yemen, and in Ethiopia, and they're coming back online. So I'm not sure. I throw that out there because a lot of times when I put something out, many of you can give me intel back because I just found that out. So obviously, Wesley Clark, thank you, Kat. Wesley Clark, thank you. Yes, it's Wesley Clark. Thank you, Kat. A lot of times what happens is we find a little bit of intel, we share it with one another, and you have another piece of the puzzle. There's a reason why that's happening. I know the delegate's name in Canada. I cannot give that intel, okay? Because then they would know who gave me the intel. Probably they already do, but this way, if anything, it can't really ricochet back to her. Okay, she's already left the company. That's how she knew about it. She gave me some of the intel that I really can't even discuss now, but I thought I'd throw that out there. But what I wanted to make about this video is that no longer are service to other and service to selves on the same side. You will see totally a unity-based genre with each side. So if you're seeing someone who you know to be a disagreeable, they're hostile, they're negative, they speak negative banter about others without invocation. They have no reason to do it. You're starting to see them together, sitting on the same side of the fence, and that's how you know. I saw it in my genre, in my little circle, and I was like, wow, it's interesting. And it was interesting how it showed up that those who I thought could have been light workers were actually putting on a different face in order to appear a certain way, but really they were service to self beings. So I wanted to put that out there because I wanted you to notice that even in the public eye, you're seeing people drawing lines in the sand. You're seeing celebrities that used to get along, they're not getting along anymore. You're seeing couples that you thought with the bomb.com, they're no longer staying together. You're noticing people in your own circles starting to separate into different factions based on personal genres. And I love this. This is what we wanted. This is what the wave has done. It is so we can see things as they truly are. And you know if you're a service to others person based on the work that you put out there. If you're someone who's advocated for the elderly and you're helpful to your community and you're a steward to Mother Earth and you're really concerned about the animals, the bugs, the people, the children, the mothers, the fathers, the families, you are a service to other beings. If you're someone that is based in economics, money, trying to get a come up, trying to utilize others to bring in more to you, utilizing people for your own benefit and need, but not reciprocating that same energetic energy back to them in reciprocation, you are a service to self. And because of that, it is a beautiful time to be. Now our discernment, it's so much easier to see see the world as it truly is, and see people for who they truly are and have always been. So, hold on. Oils in Sudan, everybody wants the oil. I noticed that too, and also in Venezuela. You're right, Sharon. You're absolutely right. But there's more than just oil in Sudan. There's something else going there. Because remember, we have Venezuela who's been destabilized. All the countries who have not gone along with the old boys group, they're being destabilized. And that is one of the reasons why Gaddafi was killed. Okay? Or at least one of Gaddafi's clones were killed. I don't want to say anymore. Anyway. Oh, so I have announcements. Yes, Kay, you already know. Kay, you are very, very perceptive. It's more than meets the eyes. The bloodlines, I agree, Sensei. It's definitely the bloodline showing up. Okay? So there are things going on there. Remember, I know for a fact that the factions of the Anunnaki Naga are online there. Especially in South Africa, is starting to show up. The Anunnaki have been present there for a long time now, for at least the last 10 years, strongly, and unapologetically present. But I also know the Anunnaki, the Naga serpent line, is online. When I say online, means they're prevalent. They're not hiding. They're basically showing up and delegating things in a way with the new cycle energies. So because of that, it could be that, and portals could be present as they are in Israel and Yemen. I remember the same beings that are connected to the Kemetic beings from obviously from ancient Egypt are the same bloodline that are present in Sudan, Yemen, and Ethiopia. Okay? Are there black people that are Anunnaki? Well, obviously, if I say that the Anunnaki, the Naga serpent line, yes, obviously. All of the Anunnaki are mainly brown and copper. Okay? Either faction, either the Disagreeables or the Agreeables. Okay? Both factions are brown. Those are the beings that seeded ancient Kemet. That's why it was called ancient Kemet. Egypt is a colonized name. It's not the name of what was there. Remember, there was no Middle East prior to, I think, the 50s or the 40s. There was no Middle East. That was just Africa. Okay? And Egypt's name was given by it was a colonized name. The name of Egypt, its ancient name was ancient Kemet, and Kemet means the land of the black. Okay, so obviously, if I'm saying that the people who were seated there, the beings that were seated there, based on a hybrid program, were from Yemen, Sudan, and also from Ethiopia, you know that those are the same beings that were there. So, and if it was called the land of the black, it means obviously they displayed, more carbon-based, facial and features and skin texture and color. They do. Anunnaki will show up now with different complexions, but we're talking about the ancient Anunnaki that are seated. Okay, the Anunnaki that actually seated themselves, they were of that color. The actual Anunnaki themselves are very, very, very dark, okay, and very tall. very, very dark and very tall. Okay, but they seeded their hybrids and their genetic seedlings were located first in Yemen, Ethiopia, and Sudan, in eastern Africa. Maybe because you've ever seen the Queen of Sheba. You know, she is the original bloodline. Empress Sheba is. I know you hear the crows. The crows are off the hook here. Empress Sheba is from that bloodline. She's the original bloodline. That's why she was born with white hair, which is a quality, a genetic quality of the Anunnaki, the ancient Anunnaki. Oh wait, Tiffany, your president resigns in South Africa? Ah, interesting. Thank you, Tiffany, for that intel. I hadn't realized that. There's something going on. Well, I wanted to make this video to really just make you aware and for you to visually see now that those on either side are showing up together. There's no longer, again, straddling on the fence. The service to others are all basically bonding together, and the service to self are bonding together. The Cipher is a group we have online. I have a group called Flubber and Cipher. It's a secret group online, secret squirrel group. I call it the secret squirrel group. I created it based on the fact that they kept deleting my main mothership page, which is C-Star Andromeda Flurberone. They kept deleting my page, so because of that, I had to create a secret page in order to keep that group together, cohesive, because they would delete my page and I would not be able to get anyone back on. So I'm grateful for that. If you want to be Cipher, it's right after we're accepting people based on in Cipher now. We're going to start to have more credentials required for one to go on Cipher, just to make sure that you're cohesive and with the alignment of the group. So if you want to go on Cipher, obviously, and I have my my admins who are going to handle those who are applying to go into Cipher. Okay, it's a beautiful group, wonderful people, very different walks of life. They share many different aspects of intel and metaphysics and other topics and subject matters. Ethiopian, Judith, you're Ethiopian? It's beautiful. Come from the bloodline of what they consider to be the gods. Am I Anunnaki? Okay. I'm a couple of things. I'm a couple of different things. I'm an elemental. More than anything, I'm an elemental. Okay. I take that lay to claim. I am cohesive with the Anunnaki, and I am down with the Andromedans. Let's just say that. I am in alignment with Empress Sheba of I'm in alignment with Empress Sheba. I keep messing it up. Empress Sheba the Third. The agreeables and disagreeables now, that's a judgment. I can't say that the agreeables and disagreeables come up in negative ruses and positive ruses. I think that doesn't really matter. It's really about frequency. And again, it is something that you can purposefully detail. You can see it. It's nothing that you have to guess anymore. They're showing up as they are. And if you question someone before, look at who they're rocking with. That's how you tell if they're an agreeable. If they're rocking with people that generally tend to be negative or spew very hateful things or have a hard time with self-mastery or self-awareness, then that is a detail that most likely they are service to self, based on their frequency and based on their outer appearance and their outer what they facilitate outwardly. So it's easy to see that. Your neighbors, I heard there's a lot going on, and I noticed that after this beautiful, masterful event. Listen, I feel phenomenal. I feel amazing. The people around me are feeling. Hi, how are you? The people around me are actually displaying themselves in such beautiful ways. I literally, after the event, I felt like I was in love with life. I felt cleared. I always felt very loving and abiding, but it just exasperated that. So now I feel in love with life, with beings, with people, with everything in such a different way. It's heightened. My sense of discernment has grown. The telepathy is off the charts. I can feel answers to my questions within myself. This wave has done so many beautiful things, and it is, you have all experienced it, whether you acknowledge it or not. Okay? So many people saw, they have pictures now of the waves in the sky. So when we were talking about it, and everyone was like, how come I didn't get it? It wasn't true. You may have not had self-awareness that it was affecting you, because maybe you weren't able to see it. And I liken it to those who can see auras. There's some of us who can actually see people's auric fields around them, or their energetic fields around them. Not everybody has that quality. I hear somebody walking. Not everybody has that quality, but there are those who are able to see. I'm sorry. There are those who are able to see auras, but then there are those who don't. But does it mean that auras don't exist because the others don't see it? Absolutely not. It just means that some people have the ability to have an energetic sensitivity where they can see it or feel it. Okay? So I liken this to the event, to the wave. There were those who were very, very... Now listen, I was not the only one. I don't want to make myself feel like I'm super special. I am special in my own way. But after I talked to several different people, they experienced the event and they didn't know what it was. They had no intel on it previously. They weren't listening to videos about it. They didn't listen to Alice & Co. They had it happen. And it wasn't until I made that video where I said what occurred that they realized that they experienced the event. So a lot of people had experienced the event and didn't know. The rainbows were coming, that field was coming in their rooms. People were seeing it out. Like we have one of ours on our page who took a picture on the 11th of the wave in the sky, the rainbow thing. He thought it was a UFO. So he took it. Lagarde, who's on my page. Big up to Lagarde. He's from New Orleans. You hear that French name. Lagarde he saw an image in the sky of like rainbows in a cloud, and he took a picture. He just thought it was a UFO because he's part of the group. So it's like, wow, that's cool. He videotaped it. Meanwhile, he didn't know there was a wave coming, and this was on the 11th. And he took pictures, a video of it. So it was happening, regardless if you were aware of it or not, and it permeated everybody. Everybody was feeling it. And my mate was really, really tired at the time. I remember for him, I asked him, did you see it? Were you able to see it? And he did not see it, but he was knocked out. Like his energy was totally out. That whole week, he felt like he had been running a marathon and he was tired. It's just exhausted. So some people experienced it like that. So everyone had already had, and it's still here. The wave is still here. And I will tell you, Famil, that I noted that this wave was here previously, meaning that it wasn't really close, the event, it wasn't really, really close. We got closer to it, and I have a feeling next year around this time, when the planet does another rotation, where we're closer to the Van Allen belt, which will be even closer, that wave, that event that we just had just now, is going to kick up another notch or two. So I have a feeling once we do our rotation next year, this time, March 11th on, in this month of March, you're going to, if you didn't see the wave, you're going to see it next year, because it's going to be even stronger and more present. It's here. Many people, yeah, we have, and also you have to take into consideration that the sun has been, the solar flares have been off the charts. So with the solar flares, it's absolutely affecting your body's healthy homeostasis. And, you know, even with my dog, I think we talked about the animals, the dogs were affected by it. So with my dog, my dog China has been pacing every night for like maybe like a month now, maybe over a month now. And I didn't notice something's bothering her. But then after I talked to a couple people on the place, I talked to a couple people online the other night when we did our show. We found that everybody's animals are acting odd. And another friend of mine, their dog has been pacing every night, can't go to sleep. So something's going on, and it's also affecting the animals. You were really emotional. Interesting. The crows are everywhere. Your dog was acting wild. It's just a lot is going on. I don't want to really take up all of your day. I know we could talk for a while, but I just wanted to note that everyone's drawing the line in the sand. Disagreeables are on that side, agreeables are on that side, and it is what it is. But it allows for you to see beings as they truly are. Anything that you did not know will come to the surface. So if you didn't know something about someone, they will themselves show it. Okay? So if something, because it's not so much, we were discussing this I think the other night, it's not so much that, because you don't want to judge how everyone shows up. You know, people, listen, we all have good days and we have off days, right? So that's normal. But what you're going to see now is someone's true personality showing up, meaning that their personality, it's not what they're, it's the negative things coming out of their mouths, the frequency, the lower field frequency will be all over them. Whether it's been, they're dealing with hurt and pain, you're going to see it. So be mindful how you view everyone, and take note that everyone is showing themselves as they are. So if they're normally a pleasant person and everything is coming out of their mouth is negative F-bombs, and they're just really, really, based in cruel gestures, unnatural statements, talking negative about other people, bantering untruths, what have you, it's going to show up. It's not going to show up in other people, it's going to show up in themselves. So you really don't have to read their characteristic through another. They will show who they are through how you see them. So if they show up in a certain way, believe who they are. My mother used to say that to me. If someone shows you who they are, believe them. It's beautiful. So I just wanted to put that out there. I wish I can answer every question. If you're asking questions, remember, the questions go so quickly, and I can't see all the questions on here. So if I'm not answering your questions, it's not purposefully. You know, I'm seasoned, and I'm a woman of a certain age. My eyesight is not like it was when I was in my 20s. So if you think I can read every comment, I can't. I try to. Sometimes it'll hit a comment there, and sometimes I can answer it. What's your opinion on night sweats? Because I have to do with the event. It depends, Michael, it depends on when it happened. If you normally didn't have night sweats before, and all of a sudden during this, now that you know this energetic wave is in March, and it showed up in March, I would equate it to the event. If you had it previously, I couldn't say that I couldn't denote that it was all connected to the event. The 18th of the month. Of this month? Was it March? Or the 18th? Oh, somebody's saying something about, somebody was saying something about the 18th of April. I'm not quite sure what's happening. I don't really follow dates. And this is why the event was so interesting, because Allison Coe talked about it being on March. But I really didn't know if that was true, because based on dates, we can't ever, a lot of times we get intel that something's going to pop off a certain date. You can kind of, even when I get certain things, you see it, but the dates are hard, because remember, time is not linear. Time overlaps on top of each other. It's not, time is something that is only based in the matrix. Other universes don't use quantified time. They don't use that. So it's hard to state that something's going to happen at a specific time, but it did happen in March. So her intel was absolutely on point. And of course, I really believe that, and I say believe because I'm utilizing the appropriate word, I really believe that the event is not over. It's ongoing. And I know for a fact that we've been having it in March. The first time I ever had a heart palpitation, it was my girlfriend who told me this, and it was 2 years ago, and it was in March. And she said to me, she said, I had heart palpitations for the first time in my life, and I was like, oh my gosh, what's that? And I got really scared. I really did. I work out, I was dancing, I was preparing for carnival, and I felt it, and I got nervous, and I went to the doctor. They checked everything out. It was bomb.com, my health. And then the next year at the same time, I had the same time in March, I had the same heart palpitations. So I didn't know it was around the same time. My girlfriend, who's my matrix girlfriend, said, listen, Florboon, do you realize that last year, this same week, you had the same problem? I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even notice there was a correlation. So listen to me, family. That's how I know that we've been feeling this wave for a while. That wave has been it has been transmuting our genealogy for a while now. And we've been feeling it for a while. So I know for a fact now, since I've made that correlation, that we've been having this, every time we rotate, we go back to the same point. And at the same point, usually around the same time, you will get the same type of event, just more exasperated, depending on where we are located and wherever we're moving in the universe. Okay? So I know that we're getting closer to the Van Allen belt. And because as we get closer and closer, we're going to get more of that energetic energy coming at us. Schumann's resonance. Thank you. Thank you, Nora. Thank you, Sensei. They're peaked during Easter. I'm sorry. That was my fault. Yes. I apologize. That was just a phone call. I'm back. From doing it on my phone, you already know. It's Esther. It's Esther time. So everyone calls on this day to wish each other happy Esther time or happy Easter, whatever calls you get at this time. Yeah, so remember, next year this time it's going to be exasperated. And how I know we're going under it's a rotational ritual, is that if you remember 2011, if anybody remembers this, I remember because I was in this world, I'm about this life. 2011, if you remember, the first time we heard that the blackbirds dropped from the sky in Arkansas. Does everybody remember that? 2011 in January, the first time we heard that the blackbirds dropped out of the sky. Does everybody remember that? Okay, so what happened in 2011, it was an anomaly. Okay, we kind of thought it was an anomaly. Some people said it was something else. We didn't know. Next year, 2012, January, blackbirds dropped out of the sky again around the same time, but in other places. We were like, okay, this is a pattern. This is becoming a pattern, and it is based in the rotational pattern of the planet, meaning that every time the planet goes back to that point at the same time, it happens again. Then 2013. Okay, 2014, and so on and so forth. So there is a link to the rotational pattern of the planet and events that are occurring on a cylindrical motion, on a cylindrical pattern. Okay, so how I know that this event is real is I can vest it out. Being someone who comes from the scientific field, remember, I worked in heredity and genetics. That's something that I did in school, in college. So based in that, if I take a sample and I take some of the data that I received based on my own experiences, I know that there is a pattern of events that happens around Easter time, right? Because based on what happened to me. But it only happened 2 years ago, but it's been getting stronger and stronger, and it's a pattern that's been occurring same time of year. This year, around the same time, I had more of an exasperated experience, but I experienced an event that was visual, tangible, and more cohesive. So now I have something to grasp along with what was occurring with my body. My body was reacting previous to something, to the actual event, the quote unquote main event happening. Okay, so it's interesting. You guys are talking over there. So anyway, I just wanted to do that. Oh, I'm going to make my announcement now. So we are having, I'm so excited to announce that we are definitely having our July 14th Flurbrun Experiencer conference in Orlando, Florida. Okay, I will have flyers out. I have all the beings who are deciding to rock with me for this beautiful conference that I am having July 14th in Orlando. I have Sonia Barrett on the roster. Big up to Sonia Barrett, who's decided to join me for this beautiful event. I have Ray Hernandez, head of the free experiment that has studied ET contact and experiences. He is thebomb.com. So Ray Hernandez is joining us. We have, of course, the masterful, wonderful, and so higher frequency Barry Littleton is joining us. He is on the roster. He will be joining us. And also we have Ja Vega, our master astrologist, who will be on board. So we have a wonderful list of people, and we have some guests who are showing up in the building. that are not even on the roster coming for this event. So I wanted to state that I'm excited. I'm so excited. Listen, I'm in awe. I'm grateful. Again, many of you known me for a long period of time, and I think this is something that everyone asked for us to do. And I wasn't ready. And this year was the first time I felt like I'm ready to do this. And it will be such an amazing event to have all these wonderful masterminds in one building. So I will have everything you need. I have to, one thing, family, on YouTube, the only thing that I have to do first is I did say to the Cypher that I would give them first dibs on getting their tickets for the event. Okay, so it is going to be for the 14th. There'll be other activities during that weekend that you're more than welcome. I will not disclose the location. Listen to me, family. I'm not going to repeat this. I am not going to reveal the location until people actually purchase their tickets, because we have beings that are, some of our male, and it's not only the males, but some of you say some really odd things to me, and I will have security. I will have some interesting security at that. So don't start, none won't be none. But it will be a beautiful event. So if you're planning anything for that time, it is the 14th. I have those on my roster. I'm doing all the planning now. I will have everything. The first people that are allowed to purchase tickets will be from Cypher and Patreon. So I allowed that because they're part of the Cypher. And then I will open it up to the public to purchase tickets. And I'd like to max it out at 100. So please understand that I can only, me personally, because I'm doing this myself, 100 to me is enough. I can handle that much. And again, I'm going to have some wonderful vendors there. Again, Sonia Barrett, Barry Littleton, Ray Hernandez from the Ray Institute, Ja Vega, and of course Fleur Brune. We will all be on point to have our lecture that day. I will have everything. I will have the banner out for the tickets coming within 2 weeks. I just had to make sure I solidified everything. And again, when you purchase your tickets, you will get the location. You won't get the location previous to that, because obviously for the safety of those going, again, people are like, well, there's all kinds of events. Listen, because it's an event that's associated with me, I want to make sure everyone's safe. And because of that, there might be other beings showing up, and I want to make sure that it's healthy, and a lot of mommies and families are coming with their children, and they're going to stay at the resorts while we're doing our conference, but I want to make sure it's cohesive for everyone, and I want to make sure that I'm allowing for this to only be accessible to those who are actually participating in it. Okay, so it should be an interesting event. Can you speak about Antarctica? I can. I had a dream I was in school and I looked at the book. Okay. So, I think that's it. That's my only announcement. So I will have that out to you in about 2 weeks. If you're deciding to go to Orlando, again, you have several different events. We're going to do, for those who are staying for a period of time, we'll be hanging out together. Obviously, where I hang out is Starbucks. So we'll be doing Starbucks runs. I know is it healthy? It's just what I do. It's part of who I am. I'm not, like I said, don't put me on a pedestal. I drink coffee. And if that's the worst that I do, be grateful. But it should be a really wonderful event. And also there's an after party at Kiki with Fleur Brune after party, at the house that I'm also have where our people are staying. So if you decide that you're going to the lecture, you also have the opportunity to hang out and come, and we'll have music and it'll be nice, and you get to meet everybody. So that's the after event. The conference is going to be in Orlando, but the after party will be after the conference, because it's just who I am. I like music and I like leisure. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. I'm excited. I wanted to tell you who's on the actual roster so that you have an idea who's going. And again, we have some special people coming who are actually just attendees. So that in itself is going to be great. I dreams of people's money. I'm just reading comments. Okay, so all right, family, I'm going to let you go and enjoy your wonderful day. I want you to have a masterful day. I want you to really take advantage of these energies, this beautiful wave that's here. It's here every day. It's not going to go away. It's just going to get stronger and stronger until it totally disinfects the planet. It's exercising people too. I think I spoke to you as well about the planet exercising beings or entities inside people that were unhealthy. So we've gotten intel that people were seeing black stuff falling out of them, coming out of their mouths. Remember when I had my event, I saw people poof into like a black ash and dissipate. So it is also exercising people. People are getting exorcists from these type of energies that are not cohesive with the higher vibration. So I love that in itself. It's beautiful. So just be mindful to look out, pay attention, be very self-aware, keep in high energy, you know, watch, like I said, watch for these beautiful displays of higher field higher field beings that are trying to interact with you. It's a beautiful time on this planet. It really is. I know for others, they put more fear in you, talking about this was the end. But remember, for them, it was the end. For us, it would be the beginning. So not everything and everyone is the same. Okay? So anyway, family, I'm out. What's going on? I'm just reading comments. It is a cleanse. It is literally a cleanse. And the code, we don't need to break the code anymore. The code's already being broken. The code of dissolution is being broken. Everything is being seen. Everything's popping out of the galactic closet. So you don't really have to do anything anymore. You just have to watch and observe. Observe everything outside of you. And if something doesn't feel good and it's not right, then it's not for you. That's all. Because even when I went to go work out at the gym, and mind you, the machine I work out on is called the Matrix. Go figure. Synchronicity all over the place. So I'm working out, and as my phone was off, the Wi-Fi wasn't working, and sometimes I like to listen to lectures when I'm working out. So I decided to I don't watch TV at home. I think I told you my TV blew up. I haven't replaced my TV. So I decided to turn the television on in the gym. And of course, it always goes to CNN because people, I don't know why people want to watch news when they're working out. So I'm turning the channels and I'm looking at channels, and everything that didn't feel good, I couldn't watch anymore. Like I used to watch Housewives or whatever, because remember, I used to like to watch them shapeshift. I could no longer watch that. And as soon as I was turning to channels, I was turning. Nothing was resonating with me. And then I saw Practical Jokers. I don't know if you know the show. I love laughing, and I'm a practical joker. If you know me in life, I love doing pranks, you know. It's April Fool's Day, too. Back in the days, I used to love doing pranks on people, fun pranks, like everything. And I turned to the channel, and I was watching. The only thing that resonated me on the television was laughing. Like, I loved laughing. I saw these Impractical Jokers. Thank you, Michael Aldo. I like that name, Mike Aldo. Thank you. Impractical Jokers. Oh, it was hilarious. I just wanted to laugh. I just literally wanted to laugh. I didn't want to watch any news. Nothing resonated with me anymore. The girls they had reunions from the girls from Housewives or whatever. I didn't want to see that. All I wanted to do was laugh. And that's a testament to the energies raising our frequency so much that we just want to engage in things that make it that are happy, that are healthy. So someone walked in the gym. I was laughing like it was crazy. And then at night, sometimes I like to watch romance shows, like very loving shows. So it's changed even the things that I tolerate. Like before, I would tolerate seedy shows, but now I just want to look at shows that make me feel in love or make me laugh. I love it. So that's what I'm saying. The energies, the rainbow energy has been changing and shifting you. Yeah, same there, right? Magical Maiden. It's just, it's crazy. And someone said, were you changed right after the event? I wouldn't say that I totally changed, but like now, everything's changed about me. Like even with the things that I say, like someone had said something that was off. I think I heard somebody say something that was off, and I just looked at this lady said something that was off, right? And I looked at her and I behaved myself, because normally I tell you about yourself when you're being negative to someone else. And she went to go cut somebody off. She said something nasty, and then she went to cut somebody off. She thought she cut them off in line. And then what happened to her is that a truck blocked her. So now the person who cut people off driving was now stuck until a truck would move to let everybody else out. See what I'm saying? So you don't get away with dirt anymore. So when you do nasty things, there is a swift consequence to those who hurt who hurt people and do naughty things. So you don't have to worry about getting someone back, or if they said something harmful or mean or untrue. You don't have to worry about getting at them. Right now, everything will show up and everything will remedy itself. It's unnecessary for you to even address it. You can observe it and see it, but keep it moving because it's not your business. So when someone does something that's unkind and untrue, karma will hit them immediately. It's not even you don't even have to be a vigilante anymore. The energies, this rainbow energy, will do that for you. It's clearing and cleansing. Okay, Andre. Yeah, it's working fast now. So just be mindful. And like I said, it's also exercising the energies. People are here and they're being exercised. So that's what I'm saying. You don't have to address anything that's not for you, because the energies will do all the work for you. Let the energies of the rainbow do all of the cleaning and cleansing. Isn't it nice to have in-house housekeeping, energetic housekeeping? This is a rainbow energetic housekeeping. So now you don't have to swab your house anymore with sage or any any of the herbs that you normally would burn to clear your space. You have a rainbow energy that's permeated everybody's home. So the dirty things that they do, or the energy that's low frequency, is doing it for you. So you got in-house energy clearing and cleansing, and it's beautiful. So keep out of someone's way. Let the disagreeables do what they do. It's not for you to judge them, but it's for you to keep moving and do you. Enjoy and really be grateful that you're here on the planet at this time. I think a lot of times, like I said, I think we work so hard. A lot of us have undergone a lot of upheaval and adversity, and it was not in vain. That's what this energy is really displaying to you. It was not in vain. It was absolutely cultivating you, shaping you like a piece of gold in order to make you into a masterful, beautiful, shiny diamond. That's what you're becoming right now. And you've already become that. So everything around you will shine in that way. You will now display that rainbow outside of you as a reflection of your diamond energy. So anyway, family, I'm out. I'm going to go enjoy the day. My little ones have, because it is Esther. So everyone gives them candy and what have you. As long as I give them healthy candy. Listen, I think any holiday, you don't have to celebrate necessarily the religious or the cult version or the, or the sub Satanist, antage. You can make it what you want. Every celebration, you can flip mode it and make it. I think it's a beautiful day. It's beautiful in Florida. I feel really colorful, like a Skittles. I'm going to play with my little people and my mom. And enjoy the energies. You know what I mean? Don't worry about the name of what today is. If everybody's celebrating today, I'm all for I'm a Creole. I love celebration. So whatever they call it, I'm going to celebrate. And I'm going to call it what I want. Anyway, family, I love you. Enjoy, taste the rainbow. Enjoy your day. And just really watch the lines in the sand. Just, pay attention. And everything is showing you who and what they are, including yourself, and be able to look at it and understand it and keep it moving and go upward. Okay? Have a wonderful day. Love you. Mwah. Peace. If I could cut it out.